Wasn't there one about...
Rubber Ducky.
I don't know that one.
With Ernie. Ernie and Bert.
Never. I didn't watch Sesame Street.
Rubber Ducky, you're the one. You make bath time lots of fun.
Rubber Ducky, I'm awfully fond of you. Vo-vo-vo-deo. Rubber Ducky.
You're so good at that.
I know.
That's wonderful.
That's a Rubber Ducky song. So from that, you get to see what we're going in and talking about tonight.
Yeah, it'll be great. Hey, good evening, everybody. I am Chuck Rogers. I'm a licensed professional counselor and a licensed marriage and family therapist.
And a fantastic one at that. Be sure and check out Windhurst Counseling.
And wellness.
And Wellness. Yeah, the name changed.
Yeah.
So, yeah, be sure and check that out. I'm Keith Dunn, and I'm a network engineer.
Yeah, and together we are Tabletop Coffee, and each week we talk about difficult issues and how to do life, do it well, being bold.
Yeah, and never, ever bitter.
And tonight we're going to talk about how do you stop the fight? How do you stop that downward spiral?
Yeah, I'm just going to jump into the bathtub.
Yeah.
Yeah, stay tuned.
A lot of couples come to see me. We've talked about a lot of couples therapy that I do. And one of the things that comes up is, how do we stop the explosions?
Oh, yeah.
Because sometimes it's not just people disagreeing, having conflict, having arguments. Sometimes there are these people who just get into these emotional, relational places, and it just ends.
Bubbles up.
Yeah, it really becomes very, very volatile. So we've talked in another video about making sure to stop the flooding.
Oh, yeah. We've
Can I
talked about
point?
flooding.
Yeah. So we'll put that video right there.
Absolutely.
I love to point at those.
Yeah, he does such a good job, and it's nice instead of me doing like this all the time.
I'm a better pointer.
You are. You're just better at everything.
We talked about flooding in other videos and how to regulate that, especially with regard to couples.
Right.
But sometimes it's just as difficult to not go to that place.
Right.
So there was a particular couple that came to see, I believe it was Bill O'Hanlon. I was listening to Bill's some lecture or reading it in one of Bill's books. I've read so many of his books.
Right.
And this couple came to him and they said, "You've got to help us.
Okay.
We have tried," and they've been coming and been working on things, but they just continue to get into these places and it will become volatile. And they'd be mad at themselves. They'd be mad at the other person. Just think, gosh, we're just failures.
Okay.
And so they said to Bill, "We've got to fix this. We're willing to do anything."
Okay. Well, that's the first step.
It is. So the idea was, okay, here's what you're going to do. If you're going to argue, you're going to argue naked.
Oh, I like that. I've heard about that before.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
So if you're going to argue, you're going to do it, but
Yeah.
you can't do it with clothes on. And so he says, here's what you're going to do. You go to the bathroom, told the dude, strip naked, get in the bathtub and lay down. Told the wife she has to get naked, but she has to sit on the toilet.
Okay.
And then have your discussion.
Okay.
So the next time they started, he just started peeling off his clothes and walking
I'm getting
to
ready.
the bathroom and
I
got
love
naked
fighting.
and went in there and laid down in the bathtub. And she was naked and she was sitting on the toilet
Okay.
and it was just quiet.
Oh.
And pretty soon it was cold, for him.
Yeah.
He kind of snickered and she snickered. And then they both just busted out laughing. And they didn't even have the rest of the argument.
Oh, well,
It
that's
was
fantastic.
just gone.
Okay.
So a few days passed.
Right.
And they, or as I think the story was going, they were, I think, doing laundry or some other menial household task.
Sure.
And an argument just kind of started, and he looked at her, and she looked at him, and they changed and went on about their business, and they stopped arguing after that.
Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, you think about that process, and if you can both be in that mindset and know where this is going to take you and the process that you're going to have to go through in order to get there, then that really would become a deterrent.
It would, because you've got to do something that's different.
Yeah.
You can't keep doing the same thing.
Right.
And I teach couples via emotionally focused couples therapy. Sue Johansson out of Ottawa, Canada, EFT.
Okay.
She uses the loop of infinity. We've called
Right.
it the demon dialogue.
Yes.
Oh, another video from the past.
Yeah, that's right.
And you've got to chop that fan belt so that it flies off and so the automobile stops.
Right.
You've got to stop that fan belt, that loop of infinity.
Yeah.
And one of the ways you can do that is by doing something decisive like this. I'm not saying this is the only way. Obviously, it's not. But this couple was so dedicated to their marriage that they're like, we're willing to do anything.
Oh, well, that's great. Well, you talk about tipping a domino.
Yeah,
Chuck set up the dominoes.
I did.
But yeah, that's tipping a domino,
So
and
there
that
you are.
is doing something different.
Do something different. So in the comments below, write down what you guys have done to stop arguments. How do you get over that hump and get to a better place? I'd love to hear people's ideas. We'll bring them back and talk about them.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to hear that too. And if you've ever done this exact thing,
That'd be great.
Oh, yeah, please put that in the comments. We would love to hear from you.
Yeah. So there you are. If you liked our content, please go ahead and subscribe and ring that bell, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And be sure and like it and share it with your friends.
Thanks, everybody.
Until next time.
Into this.
I don't know. I don't even know what it's about. You know, the only thing I can think of when I think of the topic we're talking about tonight is Danny Glover.
Oh, the bomb exploding in the...
Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, it was actually, he got in the bathtub so that he could be protected from the explosion.
From the
Do you
toilet.
remember that?
From the
From
toilet.
Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
So he jumped in that thing.
Yeah.
Wasn't it him?
Yes.
Yeah, it was him.
Yeah.
And this cast iron bathtub protected him through that process. So that's what I'm thinking about when I see the topic that we're talking about
Yeah.
tonight. I'll use it at the end. We'll just talk about it at the end. That'll be good.